What's up, everybody?
Oh my God, we're filming.
It is oh my God, we are filming. It is a depressing day here in Chicagoland. The Cubs are no longer in the playoffs.
I just wasn't going to address it.
It's not great.
It's not good. Were you there last night?
I was there last night.
That's sad.
Yep.
I'm sorry for that.
This is the 8. Welcome back. Every time someone loses, another team wins. Therefore, it's a new beginning, and this is another version of the 8.
That was very metaphorical.
I don't know.
All right.
Let's kick this off.
Cool. So fantastic. Sonic is going to be making a fantastic donation to schools. So they have this Limeades for Learning program, and it lets customers vote on schools or teachers who they think would be good recipients of learning materials that they need. And so overall, Sonic is going to be giving away $1 million to teachers.
$1 million?
Across the country.
Didn't they just get bought for like $7 billion, $100 billion? What was the number? It was some large number. It's on 1851.
It is.
All right. I mean, $1 million is still $1 million.
It's still better than nothing for
Look at
teachers
this.
that need like.
Here's my best advice to you franchisors out there that are trying to figure out how do we get some buzz. I mean, it's going to cost them $1 million that they're actually going to give away, so there's good in that, but the amount of press that they're going to get off that. I mean, if we're talking about it on the 8th, that means other people are talking about it, which means the goodwill that's going to come out of it is going to be greater than $1 million, which means they'll make more than $1 million, which means it will only cost them $1 million, and they'll make a lot of money.
Okay.
That's
Full circle.
full circle.
All right.
Good job, Sonic.
Our Fran Celebrity this week, Bo Jackson, none other than legendary full-blown celebrity, not just a Fran.
Full-blown.
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 Oh, I get it. I was like, oh, there it is. So you had an interview with him. If you're watching this live, we have 2 parts that are up now. If you're watching this in the newsletter on Friday, there will be 3 parts of the interview that are up on 1851. It's going to be a 10-part series that's rolling out over the course of October, so you're going to want to make sure you're checking out 1851.
Yeah, we had lots of content with him. And I talked a little bit about this last week. But another thing that's cool is he's in the food business now. So for restaurant brands that are looking for someone that is trying to make progress in the food business, maybe he's someone you look to reach out to. So I don't know. There's a lot of cool stories in the Bo Jackson interviews, the Bo Jackson tapes.
Bo Jackson tapes.
Sean gave us a thumbs up, by the way.
Nice.
Thanks, Sean.
Thanks, Sean.
All right, fresh money. So in order to make fresh money, if you're going to be bringing in new franchisees, you need to make sure that your FranDev websites are super strong, and that's something that we talk a lot about on the 8th. We also spoke with, I'm for sure going to butcher this, so I'm so sorry, Jamshid Hashmi, the CEO of ClickText.
You were not far off.
Really? What is it?
He goes by Jam, so it's easier.
Okay. Jam. I'm sorry if I was pronouncing your name wrong. We had a great interview with you that's now up on 1851. Just giving 5 best practices to keep in mind when you're building out FranDev websites.
We once had Phil Greifeld, who is the CEO of Captain D's. Mm-hmm. We had him on Fox and Friends. And me and him talk before he goes on air, and he's like, make sure they know my last name is Greifeld. I said, I got it. So I go over to producers. I'm like, his name is Phil Greifeld. They're like, yeah, we got this. And so he's sitting there, and he's got this big smile on his face because he's about to kick off the interview. And he goes, we want to welcome Phil Greifeld. And he's like, and then you know that's all he can think about for the rest of this. So the point is, here on the 8, we apologize before butchering the names, before actually saying them, versus other stations, they just go ahead and butcher.
It's my Midwestern need to apologize for all
I don't even know what you said about Jam, but what I just said had value.
Thanks. Our article has value too. Go read it.
Go read it.
All right. Fran of the week. So your first October Frant talks about...
Wait. How far ahead am I?
You're really far ahead. You have all the November Frants done too.
So that's scary. That's mainly for you, Dan Doolin, who thinks that I'm constantly writing things that are directed at you during the week that I write them. I'm 8 weeks in advance right now, so whatever. I'm predicting the future. All right, go ahead. I don't even know what I wrote about.
You're talking about a recession potentially being on the way and how that's an opportunity for franchisors to actually start picking things up instead of scaling back.
Wake up. When the economy decreases, more people buy. That's the whole point of this. Yet, right now, when you guys are struggling as franchise brands, you're scaling back your budgets. You're nuts. Like, the buyer journey takes 6 months at least. I have a column that I wrote for November. It's fresh in my mind. At No Limit Agency, we manage a lot of our franchise. I have the privilege of being able to look at the leads that come in, so I'm able to study some of the data. So one of the leads that came in said, I went to insert restaurant, awesome experience. I went there 20 more times, amazing experiences. Over the last 6 months, he went 20 times, but 6 months, and he wasn't even a lead until last week. So it's like, guys, you gotta start spending the money now, because when we're here, the second it dips, what happens is there's this giant pool of franchise candidates who have been educated what franchising is, but they're sitting on the sidelines because job security is so sound. Their home is good, finances are good, access to capital, all that stuff. So now when it dips down, so if you didn't spend the money up here, now you're going to be playing catch up. So you start spending money on the downturn, now it comes back up. Some of those monies, it's not going to be wasted necessarily, but it's going to make you sit on the sideline with some of those leads because expectations from economists are 19, 20, 21, 22, and it's going to go like this until 30, and then it's going to go tank. So you have to ride the curves before they happen. And I think our minds are conditioned in a weird way. Like, deals aren't coming in. They're not coming in right now. I don't care who you are. Franchise brands as a whole are signing fewer deals this year than probably in other recent years. But that doesn't mean the pool of buyers isn't there. You have the prospects. Don't take your foot off the pedal. If you do, you're going to regret it. Right now, it's about spending as much as possible to the exact persona so that when 19 hits, you catch this at the right time so that the trigger moments, they're already thinking about you now. They're just waiting for that trigger. Off the soapbox.
Brilliant.
Hey, Emily, can you make that the photo this week when Cassie just went like this? Nope, not that one. Sure.
Please don't. Sure. Be nice to me.
Thank you.
Oh man. All right. Fringe forward. So I thought this was an interesting story, not necessarily franchising specific, but corporate boards in California, the state has now become the first to require that publicly traded companies have to have at least one woman on their board of directors. Thoughts?
So, I mean, look. Should a male be commenting on this? Probably not, but I'm going to do it anyway. I think it's garbage. But here's why. I don't think this should be a thing. Like, the reality are women are just as smart as men. So if we're having to put a law in place that says that a woman has to be are you kidding me? What year is this? Yeah. So I don't think it's garbage in the sense that they're trying to progress things forward, but it's like, businesses, wake up. It's like, we're all humans. Our brains are made the same way. Yeah. Everybody's created the same way. Not to get too gross there, but every single human is made the same exact way. Therefore, we're equals. Yeah. Now, some people are more driven than others, but that's not determined by sex. Get out of here. Dumb.
I agree. I think it's like the most California rule of all time, but it's super Cali.
What do you think about that, Emily?
I'm with you. Everyone's human. I mean,
you hear that? I'm with you.
All right. Very funny.
Rude.
So I don't have like a standard dad joke this week, but does Emily still have to comment on
it?
All right. So Burger King rolled out.
Stop. All right, go ahead.
New chicken tenders, because they did.
The epiphany. That's not what I'm talking
I
about.
remember seeing that on TV,
right,
and I was like, they're trying to be chicken, but they can't be.
We completely derailed this.
Yeah, whatever.
For the record, I did have Burger King 2 weeks ago. I had the chicken fries.
I can't remember the last time I had Burger King.
Chicken fries are solid, right?
I can't remember the last time I had Burger King before that. No, they were garbage because they used to have these chicken tenders that were meatier. So basically, they said, let's cut the chicken tenders in half and charge more and call them chicken fries. What's a chicken fry? It's a freaking, it's a kid's chicken tender.
Yeah.
They were good though. Sorry.
No, it's all good. They rolled out this ad that like pokes fun at the fact that artificial intelligence is going to be taking over everything. So it's basically like they said that the ad copy was written by artificial intelligence, and it's just like a bunch of like misconstrued sentences. Like what was one of them that a bed of lettuce for you to sleep on. So it's just, I think it's funny. I mean,
Are we showing it?
Sure.
Is it bird? Is it plane? It was bird. Now it's chicken fries. Burger King logo's chicken is the new potato. We are not sorry. The potato deserved this. Chicken fries from Burger King. Forget potato. Burger King logo appears.
Emily, comments?
No.
Are you worried a robot's going to take your job?
Kind of, yeah.
Really?
I mean, personally, I think robots are better graphic designers than Emily.
Oh my God.
I think so.
I think Emily is a better graphic designer than robots.
Oh, that could be a good name of a business. Emily, greater sign, robots.
Sure.
Nice. Oh man.
EGR.
EGR, there you go.
EGR.
Could be a band name.
EGR. She says no.
The
bands that she likes are like, the desk went
AFI.
walking across the ground to the grassy field, dot over there. It's like, what?
Dot over there. Can that be like the new .com? Just dot over there.
Right, Emily?
No. False.
False. All right.
Transpiration comes from First Light Home Care franchisee Jeremy Fellows, who says, if you think you can buy a franchise and things are just going to happen, you're going to struggle. The support that is there is great, but things just don't fall into place. You have to treat it as your own and grind as a business owner.
What?
I know. They have to work for it.
What?
Yeah.
Crazy.
Madness. All right. Frenemies versus friends. So both.
For the record, before we get there, Frenemy this week, are those two guys, like, they see that we're filming, but they're just like
They are pretty loud.
talking right in front of the camera, like it's not like we're filming the 8 like we do every week. So sorry to those frenemies, but now the real one.
Yes.
I'm sorry to our viewers, Scott and Sean. They're like saying hi to each other in the background.
Thompson.
That's weird.
Hi guys.
People that don't have anything better to do.
You know what? At least we
Hey,
have
we don't
fans.
We do have fans. Fans.
It's Franz instead of Franz. We've taken
All
this
right.
too far.
Go ahead.
Okay. So full and part-time employees have found a Fran in Amazon. There's a report that the company is going to be raising its minimum wage to $15, where federal minimum wage is $7.25. So that's going to affect 200,000 full and part-time employees. Not to mention, it's about to be the height of shopping season, so that'll be about another 100,000
Crazy.
seasonal workers, which is it's crazy.
If you're in retail business, go take a nap. This is not going to be good. And look, we were discussing whether we wanted our franchise brands providing comment on this, and the challenges, and this still comes to understanding fundamentals of franchise business, not specifically small business, but franchise small business. That 5%-ish royalty is off every dollar. So now every dollar is only worth 95 cents to the franchisee. Then you have to take out the advertising fee that goes to typically an ad fund. So now you're down 7%. So the reality is, and a lot of people don't know this, but let's say the average restaurant brand, your net is 10%. So the average, say an average sandwich shop that does $800,000 a year, you're like, oh, they print money. No, they actually walk away with $80,000 at the end of the year, and now they still have to pay back their investment. So take off a third of that goes back to paying off the investment. You're talking about a $50,000 salary for running a restaurant that is open pretty much all of the time. So when you start looking at the data points, it's not like there's a lot of money left for the franchisee. The multi-unit operator is smart because they own 20 of those, and 20 times $50,000 is a lot of money. But when Amazon's raising the minimum wage, do people deserve to make more money? Probably. Those that actually work, they deserve more money. But the reality is, for franchise brands, it's going to be tough, because when these numbers go up, there's not a lot of margin left there. So it's going to come back. It's going to create this reverse effect where people are going to debate: do I struggle? Do I work my tail off, like the franchisee from First Light said? for $50,000 a year that now, because Amazon just doubled minimum wage, is now down to $20,000 a year? Or do I go work for Amazon? So there's going to be these shifts that are happening. All I'm saying is Amazon's super smart. You're winning. Franchise brands, you better figure out the game plan here, because Amazon will go take all of your great employees because they can pay them more. And if you have shitty employees, I just said shitty on the twice. If you have shitty employees 3 times, the customer experience is going to suck. And if customer experience sucks, your sales go down. And then that 20 turns into 10. And then franchisee just took all of their money, their life savings, and lost it. So the math is not crazy here. Amazon, way to go! You're moving the needle for those that absolutely deserve it. But there's a lot of complexities here, and eventually in 2030, all of this shit 4 times is going to hit that fan, and it's going to just splatter all over the place, and that's not going to be fun. Unless you have a lot of money then, and you invest when the shit hits the fan, 5, and push the pedal down when that curve goes down, like I was just telling you, then you walk away, and you can also be an Amazon man or woman.
There you go. That's all I got.
More France next time on the 8. Thank you for all those that watch. We appreciate all 2 of you. See ya.
Bye.
Actually, there were 4 at one point.
Oh, getting cray.